meat.
Welcome back from the break. Logan here, mostly superheroes, the PC Mike, and the Giggler. Here with the meat, our last half of the episode is all about the MCU. We got like 5 titles left. Do you guys realize this? That are coming out this year from the MCU.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And because of that, we're doing this really fun thing, hashtag MCU Rewatch. We got a whole library of all of our breakdowns of all the MCU titles we do. And you can find it at mostlysuperheroes.com/MCU. We're putting in these movies we're doing. We're also putting in the individual recaps of WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which we'll be talking about right after this. And as I was just telling Mike, I'm pretty excited to do today's movie. Next up in our MCU rewatch, coming off Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America Civil War, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, and taking place just before Spiderman and Thor Ragnarok. Can't wait for that. It's the 15th MCU title. It came out on Cinco de Mayo in 2017, coming up on its 4-year anniversary. It's the action-packed sequel. Let's give it up for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This movie had a budget of $200 million, and it made $772.8 million at the box office. It did just fine. Just another Marvel hit for you. Can't wait to break this open. Just told PC Mike, these are getting quicker and quicker. We're going to do a really, really fun thing today for the recap. Before we do it, let's do a gut check. Let's start with you, PC Mike. I feel like I've been starting with the Giggler all day. When's the last time you saw this movie? How does it sit with you?
I think around when it came out. But with that being said, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy films. Again, It's not, I don't know. I guess I'm big into now, like, it's not the same thing over and over, and this is just totally different than anything really that's out there. So,
yeah.
Great characters. Again, Batista, Drax. He's hilarious.
Oh, so funny.
Groot, baby Groot in this, and then does he go to teenage Groot in this or no?
Technically, yes. Spoiler alert for the movie. You do get him in like one of the end credit scenes, but not in the movie itself.
I did see like a TikTok or something that was like one of the Groots, baby Groot or Groot. They actually have lines, but he says "I am Groot," but he actually has lines.
Oh,
I love that.
I've told you guys this is so Vin Diesel. He does that.
Yeah,
and there's like footage of him yelling into the mic the line. They're like, okay, now you're saying like we got to get out of here. Yeah.
But like that one line,
when he's like, "I am Groot,"
when it's like it's like teenage Groot or something. He's like screw off or like shut the heck up, and like everyone's like, "Whoa!"
Like, what language?
But like his actual line was like something bad,
and everybody can speak it by the end.
Yeah.
Giggler, how about you? When's the last time you saw this thing? I know you did your rewatch earlier this year, and how's this one sit with you?
Yeah, just a few months ago, I think I watched this. I was on TV. There's always like
what are they on when you're saying TV? You're like TBS?
Yeah, like I'll just be sitting there if there's nothing else on. It's like Guys Grocery Games or throw on whatever MCU movie that's on.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
the constant. If we're not watching a new show, which we haven't done a lot of that lately.
Yeah.
Like my binge game has been there's just not a lot to watch now.
Sure,
like,
yeah. You're just letting the TV do its thing.
Yeah. So but I exactly. I love this movie soundtrack. I love this cast. Like they could make 20 Guardians of the Galaxy movies and I'd be down for every single one.
Yeah.
And maybe they will.
And maybe they will. Well, it sounds like with the plan, they're going to at least make a few more. We're going to talk about all that, the Phase 4 connections, and we're going to do a fun thing today. These are getting quicker and quicker, so quick. I want the listener to have the same experience as we are right now. Really breeze through this and give you what matters most. Does someone have a timer ready? I told you guys at the break.
I do.
We're going to try to do this in 3 minutes, just the beginning to end, what happened, who's in it, and then we'll...
The meat of the meat.
The meat of the meat. But then we're going to obviously expand on like Phase 4 connections. We'll let you guys rate it too. Giggler, are you ready?
Are you ready is a question. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Little help from Wikipedia, guys. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, produced by Marvel Studios. Of course, distributed by Walt Disney Motion Pictures. Written and directed by James Gunn, our Suicide Squad guy. The film stars an ensemble cast, bringing back Chris Pratt, reprising his role as Missouri boy turned space captain Peter Quill, a.k.a. Star-Lord. Zoe Saldana coming back as adopted daughter of Thanos and all-around badass warrior Gamora, or as they say in the Silver Surfer cartoon, Gamora. Gonna sneak in plugs for that show as much as I can.
Nope.
Dave Bautista brings back big laughs and the best one-liners as Drax the Destroyer. Vin Diesel returns in this one, now playing the adorable Baby Groot, the son of the now deceased OG Groot, also voiced by Vin Diesel in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Bradley Cooper coming back as Rocket Raccoon, who learns in this movie to love himself and be a better friend because he's kind of an asshole in the beginning. Michael Rooker's in this one. We're talking about Walking Dead All-Stars, coming back as kidnapper turned great daddy and Mary Poppins lookalike Yondu. Karen Gillan reprises her role as the other adopted daughter of Thanos, a bad guy turned good guy by the end of the film. We've already given our spoiler alert for the movie. Palm Clementif introduces Mantis, the very powerful empath who shows that she can make the mightiest of bad guys go to sleep as long as she's within reach. We also have Sean Gunn. Yes, that's James' brother. He's reprising his role of Kraglin Obfonteri. He's the number 2 to Yondu. And at the end of this movie, he actually, spoiler alert, we've already said it, in credit scene, he ends up with Yondu's fin, setting up maybe something for the future movies. You also have Chris Sullivan playing Taserface in the movie. He creates the mutiny against Yondu. You also have Sylvester Stallone introduces Stakar Ogard and all of the Revenger world. We'll talk about that later. And then, of course, Kurt Russell comes in, introduces Ego, father to Peter, a celestial being, essentially a god, who says he wants to kill everybody, basically, in the universe, take over, and use Peter as a battery. In the end, the Guardians do defeat Ego when Peter learns he doesn't need to be a god to be cool, and sometimes your dad is the guy that kidnapped you when you were a kid. That's Guardians of the Galaxy. How long?
You have any guesses?
2:30.
2:31.
That's a pretty good guess.
Wow.
I have a pretty good internal clock.
You counted as you were.
Claps for you, sir. That was impressive.
Thank you. That was pretty quick. And I mean, tight, right? Who's in it? What'd they do? Where'd they land? My top 5 moments want to hear from you guys, and we're definitely going to do some ratings, Phase 4 connections. Groot getting stuff for Yondu and Rocket when they're locked in the cell, and he's like, hey, you got to go get this fin for me. And he comes back, and he just brings like a plethora
An eye.
of a thumb.
Was one of them like an eye?
A thumb. At one point, he's literally just dragging a giant desk. The opening sequence might be the best. Like, it's just amazing. Mr. Blue Sky's playing.
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting that giant monster. The music's really great. Tyler Bates scored the film. We did do a music show episode for these, of course. They have an amazing soundtrack, but like the score itself is so original, so exciting. And Drax just calling Mantis ugly the entire movie. By far, those are my top 4 favorite parts. Giggler, how about you? Any other top moments you're picking up on from seeing this epic poster, by the way, from Den of Geek? They helped us out with this.
Everything with Baby Groot, just the cutest thing in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just look at the shirt I have on with Baby Yoda.
Naps and snacks, baby.
Baby Groot is 10 times cuter than Baby Yoda.
It was so sad.
Oh, 10?
10 times?
In my eyes.
I'm going to help. This is for your opinion. I don't know if I... Oof.
It's okay. Everyone can differ.
What if you could see him hang out? That'd be really cute.
That would be... We could have a whole episode about that.
We would.
Which would be a lot different than our other episodes. But
that's right.
I some top moments. Just like the advancement of like the Gamora Nebula storyline. I feel like this kind of dives into that a lot. Their sister fight, basically. And then what else we got? Yondu's glow up. Yondu's glow up, and I guess,
yeah, he's got
spoiler alert, but
no, we've said it. He's got a big arc in this too, and he had a tricky past with like moving kids, and then comes around. All of his Ravager friends show up, but he dies in this movie.
Yeah, and his funeral was a pretty cool moment.
Yes.
I mean, this soundtrack, like you said, everything with Drax, just you get to see. Let's see, wasn't this credit scene was when they teased Adam Warlock, the gold guy?
Yeah, let's go ahead and just talk about these things because there are 4 end credit scenes in this movie.
There's 4?
There are 4. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, and let's go through them because there are a lot. So yeah, you have first up Adam Warlock. Let's talk about that one, Andy. Why not? Let's. So we meet the Sovereign in this movie. I don't know if I said her name, but she is I thought I had her in here, but
Hey, I don't know who plays.
she's great. She plays the golden Aisha. Elizabeth Debicki she plays Aisha. We meet the Sovereign in this movie, and at the end credit scene, she's mad because the Guardians have beat her like twofold in this movie, and she says, "I have something working," and it's a machine of sorts that almost looks like an outer space version of like the Captain America making machine. And she's like, "Just wait," and she teases, like you said, Adam Warlock,
Which I don't know much about other than that his character is like extremely important in comic lore, but I kind of purposely have not wanted to look into it
to prevent spoilers.
Because yeah, exactly. I just when it comes, it'll come. Like,
yeah,
and I'll remember it that was teased in a credit scene as a connection, but I don't really want to spoil too much on that.
No,
front.
I can tell you that I had some theories about maybe where we'd see him. We're gonna.
I mean, feel free to say it. I'm not gonna.
I will. I don't think some of this isn't even spoiler. What I'm gonna do here in a second is just tell you which like titles connect, and I have some theories about like where Adam Warlock could come back, because I don't think this is gonna be an Easter egg or an end credit scene that was like there's gonna be a payoff here. So obviously we're gonna have Thor: Love and Thunder. That's coming out in 2022. And it has the Guardians of the Galaxy in it. So that's basically like Guardians of the Galaxy 2.5. And then you have Guardians 3, undetermined date for 2022. I would assume that is where it picks up. But, I mean, if Adam Warlock is as powerful as people have said, there might be like some kind of tie-in or end credit scene with a movie like, I think, like The Eternals could be a movie that you see like something tie-in. Because those are like the powerful of the powerful. And this movie, you do even get, like, in the Stan Lee cameo in this movie, he's talking to the Watchers, which are, like, the people that oversee everything in the MCU. Not to say that, like, that particular thing would come up, but this movie is playing on those levels of things. Like, the bad guy where Galactus could be teased or something, it would happen in a movie like this, not in, obviously, a Falcon movie.
Yeah. Okay. For sure. And, I mean, go on in the credit scenes.
Yeah, sure. We got some more.
I kind of want to talk about the Stan Lee one.
We already talked about Kraglin. He's got the fin at the end after Yondu's dead, so they're teasing that out. We also get Sylvester Stallone and his character with all the Ravengers at the end. Like they're all going to be a team or something. I did do some reading, had some help from Entertainment Weekly. They said that these characters that they were showing, each one of them had been a Guardian of the Galaxy at some point in the comics. So there was like some OG team members there, and then one of the voices of like the robot in there was actually Miley Cyrus.
That is cool. I remember that.
And there are talks of like maybe her being somehow involved.
She was like the robot, a robot, or something like that.
Robot. Yeah, sounded just like her though. Sounded just like Miley.
Bring it on.
And Teen Groot, Mike, like you were asking, we do get Teen Groot at the end, and
that.
Chris Pratt's like yelling at him being a teenager. He's grown up. Time has passed. Pretty good. All right, I do have some Phase 4 connections to move us into the Falcon Winter Soldier. Let's do some ratings. Mike, any thoughts on this movie you wanted to give?
I mean, you guys hit it all. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I can't pick out specific things. But again, I love Drax, Rocket. I mean, I love the characters. I feel like this is one of the movies, though, you attach to the characters more than the others.
Yeah.
For some reason. For some reason, I just feel more attached to them. I don't know, maybe if it's the Star-Lord Missouri thing, but I don't know. I just feel like I care more about these characters than I do Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I think that's what these movies do. They introduced, like, again, these D-list, like, Marvel characters and made you care about them.
Yeah.
Like, all of them. And I feel like the writing is just there. Like, the story, the backstory is there, the context. This is why I hope James Gunn blows it out of the water on Suicide Squad. Did you want to rate it?
Yeah. I'll go. I mean, I like the Guardians movies. I'll go like a 3-3.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. How about you, Giggler?
Gotta think. Give me 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3.2.
All right, these are adding up so far for me. Okay, so I think it's a movie it's hard to hate. It's one of those. But I also think that it does like drag a little bit at parts. Like you can feel a couple parts like when they're on Ego. But also, I'll say that, but right whenever you feel that moment, the next thing you see is like Nebula flying into Ego and then Gamora holding a giant spaceship on her shoulder, like a gun shooting. So like that's the moment to where like that's the next thing you see. So I feel like they pick it right back up and do just fine. I watch this one all the time. It just makes me like it's a feel-good movie. I do think you could maybe go without it and seeing certain Marvel films. We'll talk about those connections in a minute, but my rating is a 3.4.
All right there.
A little higher than you.
A little bit
You got
more
it.
higher.
You got it.
Pretty good. Pretty good. And let's talk about those Phase 4 connections. So we said this. First of all, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, love it, but there's so much happening this year. I haven't pulled the schedule up in a while. I know.
Schedule freaks me out.
I know, it's crazy. And this is just 2021. This comes at us from Murphy's Multiverse. Thanks for putting this together. I know it's like a lot of work to time all this, and the dates are always changing, so appreciate you guys doing that. Some stuff that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 could connect to. So we already talked about Thor Love and Thunder, February 11th, 2022. Again, this is like Guardians 2.5. You absolutely want to see this before that. The Eternals, there's no guarantee at all that there'd be a connection, but if there was a title this year, there's 2 on here that could possibly bring it in, just because they're space movies and they're about big, powerful beings. You got Miss Marvel being September to October. Actually, I think I had an actual date for that. September 2021.
Yeah, that's a show, so that's
a show. And there's definitely no guarantee or anything, but if there was a show where it could happen, and then, of course, the Eternals.
I think Loki?
And Loki, I threw on the list as a possibility only because it is space, multiverse jumping around. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War and Endgame, they're not Phase 4, Phase 3. Must watch, I would say, because the Guardians are in both of those films, and they play major roles. This is going to help you ground yourself with these characters. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, definitely a must watch before the Infinity movies. All right, next up in the hashtag MCU rewatch, Spider-Man Homecoming. Mike, have you seen this?
I believe so.
Okay. I mean,
I'll watch it this week, though.
it's a good one. It's a good, it's like,
I got my Batman in there, so.
I was going to say that.
You got your Batman in where?
Homecoming.
Right there.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah, you're Batman. I see. Yeah, Keaton's back. Oh, yeah. I want to see that crossover, too. We got Thor Ragnarok coming up, and then Black Panther.
Talking about Thor Ragnarok.
It's, how am I going to
look at that poster?
It is a cool poster.
Cool music, cool everything. And then Black Panther, which has a spoiler alert for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but there's something that matters in Black Panther that matters in this week's episode. That's a pretty good high level.
That is.
It's like, that could be anything.
Something in one of these movies matters right now in this TV show.
Thanks for listening to us talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Again, all this is going to be at our website, mostlysuperheroes.com/MCU.